What I'm going to do is show you a really inexpensive and effective way to attach these so you can put these grills back on these mowers. If this sounds like something you want to know more about, welcome to the Bald Eagle 242 YouTube channel. The cleaner you get this, the more likely it is that this will stick and be a permanent fix. Once you get all the dirt cleaned off of that, just take a paper towel or compressed air and just blow all the water off of there so there's no water left on that. Once you get that cleaned and dried off, what I'll do is take a wire wheel, or in this case, this is a really stiff nylon bristle brush. You can use sandpaper, but on something like this, it's really difficult to get down in there to get that scratched up enough to get the next material to stick. So what I'll do, just take this, get this down in there and get it all roughed up. I'll do the same thing on this piece we're going to reconnect on there. Then from there, what I'll do is take a product called Plastix-27. And guys, I worked out a discount code for you guys. If you use the coupon code BaldEagle242 on their website, it'll give you a discount off of this product. It's a two-part process. You have a instant reaction fiber. If you buy this kit, you actually get 2 of these. You get the activator, and you get a mesh material that helps reinforce this. And this will be the first thing you put on after you sand it. Put it on the base level. And I think if we put enough of this on there, it can be stronger than it was when it was new. And what I'll do is just take a little bit of this mesh, and I'm going to cut it in a few little strips so we can put it around there. And this kit does come with a little razor blade too that you can cut this up with. You can also use scissors if you've got a pair of scissors handy. When you pull it apart, you'll feel one side is sticky. That's the side you want to put onto the piece you're working on. Once you get that good and sanded down or ground down with a wire wheel, go ahead and put your little broken piece back in there as close to where it belongs as you can get it. That way it'll make sure your bolt still lines up. What I'm going to do though, just to hold it in place so it doesn't fall, so I don't knock it off of there while I'm trying to put the mesh on there, is back here where I've got a little pocket. I'm just going to take this, and this is, like I said, it looks almost like gunpowder. I'm just going to put a little bit of that down in there. When I'm working on something small like this, I just like to take like a little finishing nail, and you can use it to push this stuff around where you need it at. And I'll show you here before I put the activator on what I've got here. We get that positioned. And then you can see there where I put that fiber down in there. And then I'll take the instant activator. That'll lock that into place so it doesn't move while we're trying to put the mesh on there to hold it in place. When you put this instant activator on there, you'll actually see this stuff start to smoke where it's getting hot, and it chemically melts its way down into that plastic. So what you do is one last time, just check to make sure that's in the right spot, and then just put a few drops down in there. You just put this on here until that instant reaction fiber is completely saturated. We'll let that set up, and then we're gonna go back and put the mesh on the rest of it and do the same thing all the way around this to completely reinforce it. And guys, when you're working on something like this material dries in about 15 to 20 seconds, so there's really no time to wait between applications. You can really do this and get it done quickly. All right, and then once that's set up, I'll take some of this fiber and push that down in there. And I'm just going to do this one side at a time so you can kind of see what I'm doing here without my fingers in the way. Just get that embedded, and it doesn't matter if you got a little edge of that sticking out. It'll still, we can either trim that off, or since it'll be behind the grill, it really doesn't matter. But put a generous amount of this down in there, and then we're going to put the activator on it again to make sure that that sets up good and tight, and we'll do the same thing all the way around here. Alright, and then once you get that locked in there, that sets up in just a few seconds, 15 to 20 seconds. Go ahead and take your mesh and just get that mesh down in there. Just going to do each little segment of this thing one piece at a time. And that fiber mesh down in there will help to reinforce this and hold it even tighter, kind of like rebar and concrete. And just get that completely saturated. And then we can work our way on around here. That's not going to move. You can see how that starts to smoke. Actually gets a chemical reaction and melts its way down into that plastic. And I did get a pair of scissors here too, just to make this easier to trim this up more precisely. And just again, go ahead and work that down in there. I got a little piece here. I'm going to put another piece here at the bottom just to lock that all together. And I'll just hold that down in there while I put this on there. That way I don't knock it out of there while I'm trying to work on it. You can take this lid too and set this up like this That way it doesn't roll around on you and you can scoop it out of there a little bit easier. Put your activator on it. And like I said, we can trim that off if that's in the way after we get done here. But this will make an unbelievably strong repair for what it is. I don't like breathing those fumes, so stand off to the side when they start fuming up like that. And then we got one more side to do here, and we're done. I am going to drop a little more resin down in here and just fold this over. You can see where I didn't get that powder all activated there. I'll just fold this down in there. And this stuff is sticky if you get it on your fingers, so try not to stick your fingers together. I'm just going to take this and fold this over there while I put the activator on it to help stick this down in there. And I'll cut one more piece of mesh for this side here, and I think we're done with this. Again, take the sticky side and just stick that down in there. Kind of scrunch it up as best you can. We'll put the instant reaction fiber on top of it again. Again, this isn't going to be seen behind here, so don't be afraid to put a lot of this in here to really help reinforce that. And I'll even lock it into this bottom piece here. If you're going to use this on something that's painted, you can sand and paint this material too. So I'm not going to do that on this repair because there's no need for it. But if you're doing this on the front, you can sand this and paint it. And there's also another product called Koverbond, which you'll see on their website if you go look at this stuff, that can be sanded similar to like a Bondo type product or a body filler type product. But with all this on here, this will be much stronger than this was originally. There's pretty much no chance it's going to break again. I don't think it's going to get much better than that. Once that sets up, I'll take the bolt and put it back in here before I put it on the mower and just run that all the way down in there, just to make sure that I didn't booger up those threads any, and make sure it holds really good before I get it back on the tractor. And you can see there, that part isn't going anywhere. And guys, at the time of the making of this video, this product is less than $15 plus shipping. You can use PayPal on their website, and like I said earlier, if you use the coupon code BaldEagle242, you'll get a discount on their website. I'll spin this around here and show you what this looks like, but you can see that material is extremely hard and very robust to hold this in place. Not much chance that's going to break off. Alright, then in less than a minute you can go ahead and put this thing back on it. Now on these GT hoods there is a little lip down here on the, what I'm looking at the bottom now, it's actually the top. But make sure you get that in there first, and then you can line up your holes on the side. If you put your bolts in, you won't be able to get that top clip back in. Ask me how I know that. And make sure you put your metal brackets back on here too. This goes behind the green part of the hood. The bolt goes through this, through the green part of the hood, and then into the grill. Same way on this side, and obviously your mount for your hood goes on the bottom, which this is upside down, so it's the top right now. But I suggest when you first put these in here, turn them 2 or 3 times with your fingers too, because if you get them cross-threaded, you can easily crack these back out again. I just noticed I got my wire behind this bracket, so I'm going to take it back loose here and put this in front of that because I don't want to tighten that bracket down on this wire. This wire should go around the outside of that. That should go around the outside like that. When you get done with it, that's what it should look like. And guys, if you want to see the full repair video on this hood, this was a severely damaged hood. You can kind of see down here on the inside. Repaired this with the same material and then painted it. And if you want to see that video, I'll put a link to that right up here in the corner. Guys, if you've got one of these with these broken tabs on this grill, hopefully that helped you out. But if you like this video, consider hitting that like button and subscribe. Till next time, guys, thanks for watching. Super strong.